the Oscars are coming in, I think, a month. Today we talk about the Oscars. The Oscars is actually really the freaking worst. Okay, I know you probably guys get criticized because I don't like indie movies, but have you ever noticed that there's never any superhero movies nominated for the Oscars? None of the good movies are nominated, like War for the Planet of the Apes was nominated for like one Oscar, and that's visual effects. The superhero movies are the same thing. Like, really? Best Picture. Let's look at the Best Picture for 2018. Okay, so this is gonna be 2018 Best Picture nominees. This must be very creative and innovative. We must have real creativity for 2018 movies. We must have some of the best movies of the year. The best movies, according to the Oscars, is Call Me By Your Name, which I never heard of, Darker Soul, which I never heard of. The only movies I've heard of is Get Out, since I've seen a lot of ads for it, and Dunkirk, and The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Out of Ebbing, Missouri. I have no idea what the hell Phantom Thread and The Post is. I have no idea half of these movies are. And that's the problem with the Oscars. They never nominate good movies. They hate but there's another group of movies the Oscars hate. Besides superhero movies. Animated movies. Yes, that's why you never see animated movies nominated, ever. That's why you never see any. That's why you don't see Coco for Best Picture, or Inside Out, or Finding Dory, or the last nominated animated movie for Best Picture was Toy Story 3. They never nominate anything people want. They always nominate the indie movies because they know that's because the Oscars are basically to promote indie movies. Oh, but we must promote movies of all types. Indie movies usually suck. They're usually boring, dull, or don't make any sense, or it's complete awful. Remember La La Land? Yeah, remember that movie? That movie won an Academy Award over Deadpool and Zootopia. Zootopia and Deadpool are both better movies than both Moonlight and La La Land. It seems that the Oscars just keep getting dumber and dumber by the year. I know what's gonna win the Oscars. The Best Picture. That dumb Shape of Water movie. That movie is very overrated. I haven't seen it, but it is not a perfect movie. It is not the most perfect movie. Like, the best movie of 2012 is The Avengers, not freaking Ben Affleck's Argo. Argo is not even a good movie, actually. The Avengers and Hunger Games are superior movies, but you know what? They're not nominated. You know what is nominated? Freaking Argo. Even some of the movies that were competing with Argo were better. And then, let's get to And then the Oscars have another big problem. Like Grammys, the Kids Show Award, and the Golden Globe Awards, and most Hollywood stuff, they're becoming heavily politicized. Like, look at the Grammys. Hillary Clinton was in the Grammys. She just made an appearance, and that's... Why does he even make an appearance? And also, let's note the Razzies. I know which movie's gonna win the Razzies of the 2017. It's pretty obvious. The freaking Emoji Movie. One of the most putrid piles of turds in the world. But the Razzies, they just go over the worst movie. But the worst thing is, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is not the worst movie of 2009. Far not the worst movie. Dragon Ball Evolution released in the same year. You know where I'm going. Dragon Ball Evolution is considered one of the worst movies of all time. And somehow Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is worse than Dragon Ball Evolution. I know, that's just their opinion. That's just the Razzies' opinion. And the Oscars are basically just about the critics' opinion on which movie is the best movie. Kind of like Game of the Year Awards. But at least Game of the Year Awards isn't, okay, Doki Doki Literature Club is the best game of the year because it's an indie game. We won't give it to Zelda Breath of the Wild because it's not a freaking indie game. Like, if there was the Oscars for video games, it will probably be either Cuphead or Doki Doki Literature Club winning the best game of the best game of the year award over Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. I don't like either Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey, but they're both certainly better than Doki Doki Literature Club and Cuphead. The same thing with the Oscars. They nominate crappy movies that nobody cares about. Thus they can make people see these indie movies and musicals more. And now, let's see biasy. Yes, the Oscars have a huge biasy towards musicals, unless there are big ones like Beauty and the Beast, which I'm surprised I wasn't even nominated in any of them. The problem with, they have a huge preference for musicals. And just because, and number two, I'm not going to talk about this because it's basically politicizing how Hollywood politicizing everything. I already went over that actually. It's just the Oscars are completely stupid and you should not really pay any attention to them. There's another stupid award show and really the Oscars are stupid. You should just say your own opinion on what's a movie you like. You should not say, oh, this movie's the best movie of the year because the Oscars said it's the best Pixar. Even though the opposite, the Razzies, the Emoji Movie's gonna win everything that it's nominated for because universally hands down the worst movie of the year, the Emoji Movie. But the Oscars, if you want, let's have your own opinion on which movie is your favorite movie of the year. Don't listen to these stupid critics called the Oscars. Like, some of the greatest movies of 2016 got bad reviews. Some of the best movies of 2015 got bad reviews by critics. And it goes on and on and on. Like, another one of the most underrated movies of all time, Ice Age Collision Course, got bad reviews. That got just as bad reviews as the Emoji Movie. I would rather watch Ice Age 5, Pixels, Suicide Squad over the Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie is one of the worst movies ever made. And I don't want to go over how bad the Emoji Movie is. Because let's watch the Emoji Movie trailer and you'll know how bad the Emoji Movie is. At least the jokes in Ice Age, even if you were looking by a critic standpoint, at least the jokes in Ice Age Collision Course are funny compared to the Emoji Movie's dull and boring atmosphere, and the fact that the movie is a bunch of advertisements in one movie. Overall, like I said before, don't pay attention to the Oscars. It's just a bunch of rigged fame, it's just a rigged ceremony to give spotlight to indie movies. And basically, they'll always give indie movies. The last non-indie movie they gave an Oscar to, the last blockbuster movie, according to the Oscars, was Argo. Really? Argo? That's not even a good movie. That's not even a good movie. The real reason why they gave Moonlight the best movie Pixar was actually probably because it made less money than La La Land. Because they like giving Oscars to movies that don't make a lot of money. That's how the Oscars have always ran. And overall, the Oscars are rigged beyond belief. They're heavily politicized. And you should just say your own opinion instead of watching these stupid Grammys, Game of the Year awards, even though most people universally say the Breath of the Wild is the best game of 2017. The Oscars, the Golden Globes, and the rest of these stupid award shows. Because they're basically rigged towards the same 5 movies.